Hey y'all, thanks for joining us over here at Colorful Situations. We are doing a recap today of episode 13, Love Overdose. We actually had a really good time.
We did.
Talking about it.
We
It was
did.
a good conversation.
It was a really good conversation. I like the fact that it was like not a tug, but you kind of question me on some things. And I like it when you do that because it just brings realness to the conversation, and that's what we're here for. No pretty bows, realness.
It's some pretty bows.
Anyway, so we talked about Love Overdose and how just something that is supposed to be right? You're supposed to love on your person. You're supposed to have affection towards your person, call your person, check in with them, do all these different things. But anything that you do at 150-11, like to the 10th degree, it's a little bit too much, as my friend said.
I said it was too much?
You said that anything that you do a lot of can be a bad thing.
It could be.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, not everything.
Not everything.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
As you can tell, if you didn't see the episode, this is the back and forth.
Back and forth, carrying on. Yeah.
Not everything, but like I said, when you do something to where it's like, hey, I'm going to call you and I'm going to call you and I just left you, but I'm going to call you. And you said you were going somewhere, but I'm going to call you. And then you get around the corner, it's 2 minutes and I'm going to call you. Like, why is it all of those things? And when it gets to a point where it's, okay, the real root is maybe trust issue, or the real root may be that you're mine and it's a possessive type of thing, then that's more about you and not the person that you're loving that way. So that's when it becomes bad.
So, I don't think that everything has to be you have trust issues just because you want to check on just because you want to check on your person. That doesn't mean you have a trust issue. Just because you want to make sure they get to their destination safely doesn't mean that you're being possessive. I don't think so. I don't think that, because I want you to call and check on me.
Yes.
I want you to make sure. I want you to talk to me when I want you to talk to me on my way to my destination. If I'm not talking to the person, if I'm not talking to whoever I'm on my way to, I want to talk to you. And I say that because me and my wife, we're always on the phone, so it's kind of like it's part of our regular everyday routine. Yes. So I'm checking on you to make sure you get to work safe. Same thing for you, I wouldn't call that. I know that's that therapy 101 thing where everything go back to trust issues and all this other kind of stuff. But no.
Well, in your situation, y'all want that. You create that. That's how you're doing it. What I'm talking about, what we were talking about, was just the overdose comes in where you're doing it so much, but that person does not even want it. Like, have you even had that conversation of how that person wants to be loved? Is it okay? Like, if they're having anxiety about it and feeling overwhelmed, like, I just need peace. Like, I put my phone on vibrate, or I put my phone in the car and I go for a walk because before I get home, I don't want that call.
No.
I just want to be to myself. There are some people who are like that, and there are some people who need their own space. And maybe their partner is crowding their space.
Now, what is that called when I put my phone in the car because I want to go for a walk and I don't want that call? What is that? Since me checking on you when you make it to your destination on the way there is trust issues and being possessive. What is that called? I don't want to talk to you when I'm walking. Or
that's me running away because I got anxiety and I'm sweating and I'm like, I already talked to you 5 minutes ago and I just need to breathe.
Oh, well, what if your partner needs to know that you're okay? Not just, I just need to know because I'm a controller. Just, I need to know because I care for your safety.
Yeah.
I want to know that you made it to your destination. Yes. I want to know that you're doing good. Why would you not have your phone on you? Why would you not have your phone on you while you're walking? Who does that these days?
Because I've already checked in with her and 5 minutes ago and I was okay. And told her I was okay.
Okay.
And, now, of course, this is not us at any means. I'm just saying there are people who do it to the extreme. And for this podcast, we want to be able to talk about everything and talk about it in such a way where we share both sides,
right?
Not where everything is so perfect and yada yada. And no, there are some things that are unhealthy, and I can say that because I, not a controller, but a love bomber, a love overdoser. I am that person. I was that person that did it and did it to so much and did it before they even asked me. I didn't even really know what they wanted. I was just doing it and doing it and doing it. And when I really started going through therapy and working on myself, it really wasn't even about that person. It was just really about me. So that's where the overdose part comes in, and where it's not a healthy trait. It could be a negative trait, especially when it's an excessive behavior.
Well, I think that it does have something. I know therapy 101. I know therapy 101. But I'm saying, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, you stick to your gun.
I'm sticking to it. You and your partner. Not saying that you have to. What you doing? Where yet? What you doing? Where yet? What you doing? Where yet? What you doing? What? But if you're not open to me being concerned, showing concern, whether that be, okay, well, at least just let me know that you're leaving. Let me know when you get there, all that kind of stuff. Those are things that you just do out of concern for a person. Now, when you're saying excessive, you're saying excessive that's the on your way there and why are you walking? Is that excessive? What makes it excessive?
What makes it excessive is the intent. So if my intent in doing it is not just because I want to care for you, but because I feel like you are my possession, because I feel like I just want to, I have to have you, and I'm over here sweating and having anxiety because I don't know where you are, because that somebody in my past cheated on me, and now because you cheated on me or they cheated on me, you gonna cheat on me, and so now I got to know where you are. And like, that is the thing that makes it over the top, because what I'm trying to say is that those behaviors really don't have anything to do with the relationship. Is what you bring because of something inside of you.
You're saying that it's excessive because of the intent. I don't mean what you're feeling inside. I mean, what is it? What does excessive look like? Does that mean talk to you on your way there? Talk to you while you're walking? Talk to you. Does that mean, what does it mean? What is excessive? What is excessive?
I think it is something different for everybody. And I think that not the person doing it, but the person who it's being done to has the thing to say, hey, this is a little much. If that person is feeling like it's too much and they're saying, checking in, or they're telling you like, babe, look, this makes me feel some type of way, then yeah, you're getting to that point. And if they've said it over and over and you're still doing it, and now they have anxiety, they're avoiding, they're pulling away, it's not comfortable for them to come home anymore because it's just too much, then yeah, you're there.
Okay.
You would never be there.
Okay. Check on me. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Check on me. Call me.
Some people like that. And if you like that and that's okay and that's what you establish, that's one thing. But if you're doing it and the person is clearly telling you that that's not how they want love, because we talked about this before. In love languages, there's a way to give it and there's a way to receive it. So if that person is saying that that's not the way I receive love, that's not even the way I want to be loved. Like, you do all of these things for me, and yes, it may be great for Sunny because that's what Sunny wants, but that's not what I want.
So this is something that we should know before we even get into a relationship. Yes. We should know what's excessive, what's acceptable, what we need, what our partners need.
Exactly. And that's why we came to the results, which said what? Communicate your needs clearly. Clearly say what it is. So if you're not an affection person, if you're, somebody that's not a morning person and you don't want me to turn over and love you or kiss on you, say that.
And you should be open.
Yes.
Be open to, because just because you've not experienced it before, that doesn't mean that if you've never experienced it before, you don't know what it even feels like. So you have to be open. You can't just be in the shell of you. Just kind of take down those walls.
Yes.
I know that's what one of the commenters said. It was something that they hadn't, similar to what I said, something that they hadn't experienced before, but now they don't know what to do without it.
Yeah.
You know, so that communication and being open. Yeah.
Yes, that is a big thing. That's a big thing. And then also, we also said that, you know, do the work. Evaluate your actions, right? And especially if your partner is coming to you and saying, hey, I know that you're doing this for the betterment of me, but I really don't need you to do this. I really don't need you to do this. Like, if I'm saying that, then maybe it's time for you to check and be like, okay, what is this about? Now, if you flash that pretty smile and then melt me, and then I'd be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Then that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing.
I don't have much. I don't have much.
Well, also too, in this, you want to respect each other's boundaries, because that's really what it comes down to. In a partnership, communication is key. Building trust, you're only going to do that if you respect each other's boundaries.
Right.
And just, you know, love each other in a way that is felt, where that person is heard, seen, and feel cared for.
Know who you with.
Yeah.
Know who you with. Having these conversations in the beginning about what's acceptable, knowing who you're with, knowing what their anxiety is about, knowing what's building up inside, and knowing what they need. So just communicate before you get into, hey, communicate.
That is true. That is very true. So we had a commenter, and thank you, by the way. Thank you for always commenting. We love that. We also did a question, and the question was, which action would be overwhelming for you? Like, in a relationship, which behavior would be too much? The possessive behavior, being clingy, love bombing, and something else I can't put my finger on right now. However, the nut of it is that a lot of people, the clinginess didn't bother anybody.
Because why don't you want to be with your person? Because why don't you want to be around your person? Well, so, I mean, I get that.
Yeah. But again, sometimes there are people that want to be around you, but they may want to be around you 25, not 27 hours, you know, or, you know.
Well, I mean, we know people have to go to work.
Yeah.
We both going to work. We both leaving the house. We going to work. That's at least 8 to 12 hours away.
Unless you're that obsessive person that does not want to work because you want to be under your person all the time and you're secretly following them to see what they're doing.
What she talking about? But, you know, and this over here, you know, this is
we work.
Yeah, we work over here. So this is like 8 to 16 hours that you're not together. Yeah. You know, 8 to 12 to 16 hours that you're not together. So the time that you are together, I haven't seen you all day. You're my safe space. You're my, you making me feel better. You know, you're doing all of these things. Why not?
Yeah. Well, people agreed with her. Like, that wasn't what, but of course the possessive one is a big thing. And it's a big behavior that people need to be careful of. There are a lot of women who get into situations that don't really are able to come out of them because of possessive behaviors, and not looking at those little pink flags that turn flaming red, you know, because those little things that was oh so cute. Oh, you checked on me, girl. She wanted to know this and that. Oh, girl, she don't want me to go out with y'all tonight because she, you know, she just want me to be with her. And then I can't talk to y'all no more. Now I'm alienated. Now I don't have my friends. I don't have my family. This person is controlling everything because I'm theirs. That's the type of stuff that is, you know,
that turns into a
unhealthy,
right? Love overdose.
Let's figure out some stuff.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open. That's going back to that reevaluating, and don't let it get too deep.
Yeah.
Don't get too deep in it. But I know that's hard to say because kind of when you're in it, like you said, it's kind of like, oh, this is such a good thing. But then in some of those situations, people kind of open up to they realize certain things when they get with certain people. And I know it was a long time ago. I was listening to this guy, and he was saying that something about he was going to church, and he was with this girl. They had started dating or whatever, and she started seeing things in other people around him, and she started letting him know. And then he started to see these things like,
wait a minute,
what?
You ain't my friend. You over here stealing my money.
So now he took it upon himself to reevaluate his surroundings and the people around him, and he decided that he didn't want to be around it like 24/7, or he wanted to get some new friends, or just do something different in his life. So I think that's kind of what you said, but that's not on the possessive side. That's just I'm opening up your eyes to what's going on around you.
Yeah. Well, good love, healthy love, mature love. When you're with someone, that's the stuff that makes you want to be like, okay, I'm going to grow. I'm going to change. Right. I'm going to figure some things out. Right. And that's in a healthy situation. But like I said, where there's healthy, there's always some unhealthy.
There's always something going on somewhere.
There's always some unhealthy. So let's be clear on what we want, right? Let's be intentful to get what we want by really talking about some issues and having good conversations about stuff that's real. Because sometimes in our community, we don't talk about it. We just kind of be like, oh, okay. Oh, so-and-so got caught up or this or that. But let's talk about these things that we're doing that we feel like are okay. And maybe they're not.
Listen, I talk about everything. So if you want to talk about something and you don't want to talk about it, drop down in the comments and let me know. I talk about it all. Let's be listen. I talk about it. So
yes, we do.
I got my hand up for you. Drop down in the comments.
Yes. So anyway, that's really what we talked about this week. It was a really good conversation. We talked about some good resolves. Communicate your needs clearly. Be open to what your lover needs, and evaluate. Be aware. Do the work.
Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And remember, not all colorful situations are the same, but you have the power to change your hue.